Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming over and watching this video of mine right now. Here I am again, giving you another episode on my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so that you will get updated every time I release a new video on my channel. In today's topic, I'm going to discuss this question right now in front of your screen. Is my Danish husband willing to help my family members in the Philippines? Actually, this question is a bit controversial, or not actually a bit. It is very controversial, especially to all foreigners who married a Filipina. These are most of the reasons why many of the Filipinas do not have a successful relationship with their foreigner husband, because of the family members of the Filipina who are always asking for help. In my case, my husband is not greedy. He is not stingy towards my family, but it depends. He always believes this kind of saying that give a man a fish and you will feed him for today. Teach a man to fish and you will feed him for a lifetime. He would always tell me that kind of saying, that he'd rather help someone who was that kind of, thinking on how to improve his life or her life without relying on somebody. That means to say, okay, sit down in front of him and present to him your plans. Present to him your ambitions. What are your plans? How are you going to improve your life? Rather than just giving them the kind of help every time they ask for help, because you feel guilty that they have that kind of situation, they have that kind of problem. In my case, I have never asked my husband to send money to my family members in the Philippines if ever they need for help. There was a time that my brother's son was really in a big trouble. He has problem about his son, and at that time they really need big amount of money. I didn't even ask my husband for help about it because I was shy and the amount was huge. It was my husband actually who volunteered for help, because my husband said that he knows the situation that they have in there. They couldn't borrow money from anybody. So my husband said, okay, since we have a little, so why not help them? So it was my husband who helped. But in the sense that I am forcing my husband to help my family members in the Philippines every time they ask for help, hell no. Why? My husband is also a human being. He is working hard for everything that he is having right now. And he is also providing the needs of his immediate family, and that's us. Me, my children, our children. And if I'm going to bug him every time my family is asking for help because they are in the situation where they are also badly needed for help, then how about the situation also of my husband? I always think of my husband as well. Yeah, I understand the situation that we have in the Philippines, that life is very difficult, but not every time that when our family members ask for help, quickly, here we are, go to the rescue and help. It's nice to help, but there are times that we need also to put limitations, because I married my husband not because I want him to help me and my whole family back in the Philippines. I married my husband not because I want him to be my ATM machine. No. It took me a long time to find a partner, because I want to choose someone whom I can be with for the rest of my life. Because I was very careful of choosing someone whom can love my kid, my children unconditionally. That's why it took me a while to look for a partner. And I don't want to destroy my family right now just for the sake of always giving the demands of my family in the Philippines. In fairness, they didn't always ask for help because I already explained to them in the beginning that this is the kind of life I am having right now. I don't want just to always say yes to whatever demands they are asking for or whatever kinds of help they are asking for. I know most they're asking for are the truth, are the reality, and they really need for help. But there are also times that I need to hold back because I have also my partner with me to consider. Although my husband, as I said, he is kind, but sometimes that kindness will also go beyond the limit to the point that the couple will end up fighting because of the family members of the Filipina in the Philippines, and I don't want that thing to happen between us. And so far we haven't had that kind of conversation yet. We haven't had our fights because of my family members in the Philippines asking for help. No, we haven't had that kind of thing yet, because I also see to it, he is your partner, he is your husband, and why are you, for example, because I heard some Filipinas who are angry to their husband every time their husband don't say yes to the kind of request or help the family members of the wife is asking for, and the wife is angry to the husband. Why are you angry to your husband? It is not his responsibility to always help the family members in the Philippines. He is not obligated to help to every kind of problem our family members have in the Philippines. I'm sorry to say this, guys, but I just want to erase that kind of things in our head that once you marry a foreigner, once a Filipino marry a foreigner, in our head, the Filipino head is quickly, oh, he has money. Oh, we need to borrow money from them because they have better lives than ours. Or if ever we can't give you the demands, or we can't let you lend the money, or we can let you borrow the money, then at the end you get angry because at the end there's a lot of misunderstanding and kind of things, this kind of tampo, because we're not able to give you the kind of request you're asking for, the kind of help you're asking for. That's not actually the case. I marry my husband because I love him, not because I want him to help me and to help all the family members that I have in the Philippines. And if ever our relationship end up because of my family members in the Philippines, then I'm for sure know that there is nobody from my family members would help me whatever problems I'm going to face in the future. Therefore, we need also to put some boundaries that it's okay to help, but when you help, see to it is deserving to receive that help, that kind of help. My husband is willing to help. We are willing to help for as long as we can see that the people we are helping are also trying their best to help themselves. Just like what I said a while ago, give a man a fish for today and you will just feed him for today. Teach a man how to fish and you will feed him for a lifetime. Learn to say no when it is time to say no. I'm sorry to say this, but I hope for those Filipinas out there who married a foreigner, please also don't push your husband to the limit. I know maybe in the beginning your husband would say yes because they love you and they don't want you to get hurt, or they don't want you to get tampo. That's why they would say yes. But in the long run, it gonna shake the relationship because they're gonna get tired of always listening to that kind of things again and again. That's why it's nice to always talk to your family. Be honest to your family. And if they don't understand you, then that's not your problem anymore. That's gonna be their problem. There are times maybe that when they ask for big help and you have nothing, then don't force. Don't force yourself or don't force your foreigner husband to help, because he is also striving hard to survive, striving hard to give the best for his family. Or if you just always give help, then someday you end up nothing with your family, and what will happen to your children? So that's the case. My husband is not stingy, he is not greedy, but he sees to it that when he helps, there is always the result of that kind of help that he is extending. But sometimes it depends. If it's really badly in need for help, then he would extend his hand to help, but not all the time. And I'm not also doing that. I'm not also always bugging my husband, please help, please help. No, I don't do that. It's very embarrassing. Why should I do that? And the point also, when you go back home to the Philippines and a lot of people would come to you and ask for presents because your husband is a foreigner, no way. So as I said before in my topic about OFWs, it's just the same thing. My foreigner husband is not just picking money everywhere on the street and to give it to everyone who's asking for any kind of presents or any kind of help. He is trying his best to give his family the kind of life that he dreamed to have. If there are cases that a Filipina cannot help to a family member in the Philippines, it is not because that a Filipino woman forgets her family already, or she has changed already, or she doesn't want to go back to the kind of life that she or he has in the past. That's not the case. And she is trying to protect her family by not always saying yes to whatever kind of help or demands they're asking for. I hope you understand that, and I hope everything is fine. I'm sorry to mention this. Thank you so much for watching. I don't want to take this video for so long because nobody would watch. Thank you for watching, guys. See you again in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Paalam po!